Hello guys, and welcome back. So in the last video we tested our application and it was stuck before it gets anywhere. So I've just tried it again and it got stuck. So I've gone through the code and I've seen where the problem is. So let's fix that. So back in our game provider, the method that we have just created, this listen for changes, listen for game changes. Okay, so let's look at this method. It's where we have an error. Okay, so here remember we are checking this collection of Firebase Firestore collection, running games, game ID, and then game. And then inside this collection we are looking at we are listening to it, and then up after here to check if we are the creator of the game, we are checking for the field called game UID. Okay, if it is equal to our UID, but this field that we are checking is wrong because it's not there. Okay, so let's minimize that, then close that. So when we go inside the running game, inside the game, in the game here, and then this is the game, so the field that we are looking for, it's not here. Here we saved it as creator UID. Okay, so these are the mistakes that we need to be looking for. Once we miss this, we can't read the data in Firestore. That's why we are creating constants. But now this game, it's a module that we created, which is let's go back to the modules, which is here, game module. So here we saved it as creator UID. We did not save it as game creator UID. So maybe the best thing to do is to rename this to the game creator UID. Okay, so let's click here and then come here and say rename symbol. Let's name it as game creator UID so that we can have consistent names. Okay, so once we have renamed it, it has renamed here and here, and then here, where is it, game creator? We just need to change this to game creator UID. Okay, now let's go inside the constant and delete the other one because we don't want to mistakenly use it. So where is the let's just search for it. So creator UID, this one, this. So let's remove that. So we don't want this one. Let's delete that so that wherever we're using it, we can just also see it. So we can see that we still had it there. So let's copy that and paste it here. Now we don't have that creator UID. If you want, you guys can stick with that, but I've changed it to game creator UID. Okay, so let's close the game model. And then the other thing now that I can do is just to update Firestore. Instead of putting it like that, what I will do is I will copy this and save this. Actually, I don't need to do anything because in any case we are going to delete this, and then what we are going to create is going to be called creator UID. But for that to be called that, we need to actually log out from the application so that we create the shared preferences and then create the new one. Okay, so what we can do is let's go to this application, which is this one. I'm going to app info. Then what I will do is I can just uninstall. I can uninstall this so that I reinstall it. And then let me go to the other application, which is this app. I don't want to open it, so let's uninstall as well. so that we reinstall the new one. Now we can also delete these. Let's minimize. Alright, now let's go back to the application. I hope now everything is fine. Let's go inside the game screen. Maybe let's check that method again. So this we have changed, it's there, and then what we may be checking the other methods which are not there. I mean the other collections. I think that was the only one. Okay, so now let's install the game back in this the application back into these emulators. Let's run it. So let's run the other one. Okay, now let's try to log in. This one is all right, let's test them. Okay, great. Now we have the correct things. So the application is running. You can see that this one is white, but now it should be white even on this application. So we still have something to fix. Okay, but the error is gone. So this, the one who has joined, should be black. Currently both of the players are white, which is not right. Okay, but the board is showing, and then the opponent is up here, we are down here. Even here we are down here, the opponent is up here. But the one with the problem now, it's opponent's board. It's showing the wrong board. Black should be down here. Okay, now let's fix this. So to see what's really going on here, we need to have some print statements here, because one of these users needs to be a creator, one needs to be someone who's joining. So let's see if let's see what we're getting here. So here, down here, let's like print or let's log so that we can see it properly. Okay, this one here, let's log user. Let's log the UID of the current user. So let's say user model dot UID. So we're going to see what we're going to print. So we're going to print the current user and the the creator UID. Okay, so this one will be creator. Okay, so we're gonna log these two and see, because in this phone they need to be the same, in this one they need to be different. That's when we will see what we are getting here when we are reading. Okay, and then also inside the game screen where we are showing the board, where is that? Here on the chessboard, this one, let's print this as well. Okay, so let's log. Let's remove that. We need to log as not we need to log, not a double. We need, let's remove that on top. Not this one, not the math. Let's minimize. Where's our board? Here. Let's log this one. Let's log UI. So this is inside the chess. You want to see the UID. So here we want to log our current user UID, and also we want to log that creator UID. Okay, so this is a create. So this, let's chess, so that we have a difference with that one. CCC. Okay, and then let's do this. Okay, so we'll check what is here, and then we'll also check what is here on both phones. Okay, so let's bring them up, because it looks like all of them are loading as creators. So let's see what's going on here. So let's run. We actually need to stop first because of a stockfish interfering with that process. Okay, let's also launch on the other device. Alright, so let's open up the logs. Then we want this one to be the creator. So let's create. Alright, so this one is which one? The Pixel 6. Okay, so inside the chess it knows that we are not the creator. So the creator and this is the creator and this is our ID. It's different, which is the same. So this one knows that we are not the creator, this one. Okay, and then which means we are fine up to here, because this is our interest. The other one, we know that it's got the correct data. This should be the same. This, yeah, it's the same. Okay, so this one, not this one, this also knows, but why are we still getting white down here? Okay, so one thing is clear. We know that we are not the creator in this phone, so this up to here is correct. And then even if we go inside here, all this is correct. Now we just need to print the player. Okay, so let's return that. We want to log the player. So let's go in the game provider. What did we call it? Set player color. So what we want is the player game provider, this one, dot player. Yeah, we want to check what is this. Okay, in both phones, once the game has started, we want to check what is this color of this device, that either this one or this one. We want to know the colors. Okay, So let's stop, and then let's run them again, because in this one we want to see 1, and then if we open this one we want to see 2. But if we are getting 1 also this one, then there's a problem. There's somewhere where we're not updating it. So let's also run on the other one. Okay, so this one we know that it's player 0, which is correct. And then let's go to the another one. Okay, so this is a pixel 6. First it read that it's 0, then it went correct to 1. Okay, if we bring back this one, it just reads 0 and 0. Okay, so the other one, this one, so first it read the wrong one. We want it to be reading, now it read 1, which is correct, but it should be 1 1. Okay, so this is actually wrong. So where are we getting this 0? At the start of the screen it says it's 0. So let's restart again and see how we're getting that. Let's stop that. We want this to be on the logs, this one. Okay, so that we see how it's reading the 0. How is it reading it? Because when we are joining here, we are setting it to 1. Okay, let's also run the other one. Okay, let's quickly test. Now this is on the log, this one. Okay, so you see first it reads that it's a 0. So let's fix that. This should be 1 just when it's starting, because 0 is this one, the creator. Okay, so let's set this to 1 quickly. So let's fix that. So now to fix this, all we have to do is where in our method, if you check when we are joining the game here, where is that method to join the game? This one. Okay, so let's minimize that. When we are joining the game inside this method of set game settings here, we are setting it correct to 1. Okay, but it's setting it, this is being done late. Okay, because after we do this method, we set this to 1, we go to the joining method here, and then when this on success is called, we go back to the game startup screen, and then it navigates fast before it sets. Okay, so what we have to do is let's come back here on the joining, this method here, let's await for this method to finish. That's when we go on success. We already put this method as a future because we wanted it to finish before we go success. Okay, so let's just await for this method to finish, and then now this method will run until even this is set. That's when on success will run. So this we don't need, let's remove that. So now once we add the await keyword here, this method will run. After this method finishes, that's when we'll go on success. That's when we are going to navigate. In that case, once we get here, we already know that this one who's joining is black, so it will read as black here. because what's happening before is when we are getting to this screen, it's reading before it, because it loads faster, it reads 0 and then it puts whites here 1, and then when it comes to read that it's 1, this is already been loaded. Okay, so now that we have done this minor change just to put the await keyword in front of here, let's test the application again. So let's stop both of them, then let's run it again. Okay, let's run on the other one as well. So it's running. We can bring up the logs now. We want to see this now, okay, especially on this one. So let's create again from this one, and then now let's join. Okay, great. Now we're successful. You've seen it knows that. So this 0 is this one, which is this. Now let's check the logs for this one. You've seen this one knows now it's a black. Okay, so now we have successfully started the board with a player versus player. One is white, one is black. Okay, so now the next thing to do is to put to play the first move here, because if we play here it won't communicate, because in our game screen this on move, our method on move here is only versus the computer. Okay, but right now we're in versus a friend. Okay, so we also need to check inside here if you are playing versus a friend, but then we will do that in the next video. This video is also getting long enough of these fixes we were doing just to show the board if you are playing versus a computer, and then to show the user data correctly here. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.